Health Church, today we're reflecting on Acts 23 verses 12 to 5. The passage teaches about the providence of God. God's providence is his way of achieving his divine will by weaving together natural events. God makes provision beforehand for future events so that in hindsight we can see God's foresight, that he was always at work behind the scenes of our lives. So Paul is in Jerusalem facing a great amount of trouble. The religious leaders had charges against him, and Paul is under the custody of a Roman commander called Claudius Lysias. In Acts 23 verse 11, we remember that the Lord visited Paul and told him to be full of courage because he was going to preach the gospel in Rome as he had done in Jerusalem. So this passage explains how the gospel moved from Jerusalem to Rome. Now, we don't know the details, but Paul had a nephew, his sister's son, who was in Jerusalem at the same time, who happened to overhear a plot to deceive Claudius Lysias and to kill his uncle Paul. The nephew told Paul and the commander about this plot, and Claudius didn't feel that the charges against Paul, warranted him being killed. So he arranged for Paul to be immediately moved to Rome at night to be tried there by the governor Felix, because Paul also happened to be a Roman citizen. He was a Jew who was born in Rome, and so his Roman citizenship awarded him some legal, political, and social privileges which even the other apostles didn't have access to. So by a series of scary but divine events, God is able to achieve his purpose of the gospel being preached in Rome by moving Paul from Jerusalem to Rome. One of my favorite verses is in Romans 8 verse 28. The passage translation says, "So we are convinced that every detail of our lives is continually woven together for good, for we are his lovers who have been called to fulfill his designed purpose." So let's be encouraged. Let's remind ourselves of, all the various stories of where God's providence was at work in our lives, knowing that no matter what we're going through now, no matter how difficult or messy, God is able to make it all add up and make it work together for our good. God bless.